Hello, and I have another interesting topic for you to talk today. And the topic is, and the question is, can an average student crack CAT, the Common Admission Test for IIMs? What do you think? So the answer is yes and no. That's a weird answer, right? Right, that's a weird answer. So let's look at why is it yes and no. Let's start with no first. Why is it that an average student cannot crack CAT? See, it depends on what we define as an average student and what do we mean by cracking the CAT. Let's look at some of the facts and figures that you and I can't change, and we have to work around that. So, how many students apply for CAT every year? The current number is about 2 lakhs, 200,000. And how many students get selected in IIMs? There are 20 IIMs. If we take an average of, let's say, 500 on optimistic side, so we can talk about 10,000 students being selected in IIMs. And if that is what we define as CAT, cracking the CAT means being called for an interview in one of the 20 IIMs. So that's our definition of cracking the CAT, because CAT examination is for IIM. So cracking the CAT would mean cracking being in that top 5% of the people, or you must be the 95 percentile, right? Do you understand that? So you must be in the top 5% of the students who have appeared in the CAT and done successfully. Now, by its definition, if you are an average performer in the CAT examination, right, then obviously you can never be in the 5%. This is an impossibility. No one can change that. The very fact that you are in the middle of that bell curve, there's a bell curve, right? And you need to be on the top 5%. And if you are in the middle where the mass is, how can you be in the top 5%? It's impossibility. So if you're an average performance, if you've done an average performance in CAT examination, then obviously you can never crack the CAT examination because it's statistically not possible. Now, does that mean you and I, like an average student, can never crack CAT examination? No, I didn't say that. I only said the average performing people in CAT examination can never crack CAT examination. Now, the trick is to be in the right 5%, not be in the center of. So, you need to perform better in the CAT examination. Now, the question is an average person, person with the average intelligence, average working habits, average study habits, can he or she be in the top 5%? And there the answer is yes, you can be, provided you do a few things. What are the few things? See, the being in the 5% requires, you go back to your crack examination. Now, if you need to be in the top 5% of the CAT examinees, right? People who have taken the CAT examination, you need to do very well in that examination of CAT, right? And in that examination, there are like 3 sections of 40 minutes each. So 40 into 2 hours of examination. You must do so well that if you go by the last year's number of questions, out of the 66 questions in total, you answer majority of them well, right? Majority, because people start scoring 99% of the answers well. So you need to learn. You need to learn about those 3 sections. You need to practice hard. You need to be calm and composed and apply your mind in an alert manner in that final CAT examination. And I have all of this covered in one of my courses on Udemy on how to crack CAT examination. So if any of you are more curious about that, go take a look at that. So you need to learn about the 3 things. 1, what are the various questions that will get asked? So there are 3 types of questions. There are three sections: verbal ability and reading comprehension. Now, you don't need to be with a great IQ to do this well. If you have been educated in an English school, you will have a good chance because you have studied in English. You have done all these things. But if you're not from an English school, you need to work doubly on this, right? If not done your education in English medium, then you need to work hard on the VARC section, verbal ability and reading comprehension. And if you are from non-English school, then you need to go into learning the vocabulary, doing the grammar, reading comprehension, and work double hard. But you can still do that. I mean, to give you some idea, I did my 11th examination, board examination. Can you believe in Hindi? Yeah? Can you believe that? And I scored extremely well there. I kind of knew the ropes, but I didn't know enough about English. And I learned English only after 11th. That well, that I can speak well and read well today. The second part of the examination is about data interpretation and logical reasoning. So you must be good with numbers, you'll be able to understand, interpret data, and you must be logically sensible. You must be able to put 2 plus 2 together and say 2 plus 2 is 4 and it's greater than 3 kind of things, right? I'm being silly there, right? Of course. So you need to learn about that, and that doesn't require you to be from an English school. So if you're a non-English school but you've been good in maths, in data, been dealing with data, you can do this, right? And if you're not, if you're from an English school, probably you need to work hard on this, because typically the convents in English schools do not pay enough emphasis on data and quantitative things by their nature of curriculum. So the third thing is your quantitative aptitude. How good are you in numbers? And that's where you get basic arithmetic, there is algebra, all these comes in mind. So you must get good each of these. Now, how do you become good in this? You need to work hard. You need to understand the question. You need to practice. The practice is the king. And I've said in my course there is that normal belief is that if I work 4 to 5 hours for 3 to 4 months, I can crack CAT. Nonsense. My belief is if you want to crack anything, including a CAT examination, you need to have single-minded focus. And I've done this. I have been a ranker in my schools in both the 10th and 11th board examination. And how I did was I just focused on nothing else on this examination. Of course, I played games in the evening. I played my sports. But for at least 10 to 12 hours a day, I studied. Right? I studied hard. So you must be ready to study 8 to 12 hours a day. 6 days a week. A 7th day you can take a break. You need a break in any case. So you can do that. Second thing, you need to have a strategy. What do I mean by strategy? Let me give you an example. How did I come first in my 10th and 11th examination? I looked at the rankers and I said, where is it that they are not able to score well? And I found they were not scoring well in social studies. And say, yeah, this is like a drudgery subject. It's boring subject and people can't study it. I will go after this. So I was good in math, science, all that subjects, but I paid enough attention on social studies, and that's why I scored significantly more marks and came to the top of the board examination. So you need to formulate your own study. What are you good at? What are you weak on? Where are your opportunities to outperform the other guys? And then once you have a strategy, you need to work hard rigorously. The third thing is to, stay alert during the entire preparation and finally during the examination time. You need to sleep well. You need to sleep for 8 hours minimum every day. You need to play ball. You need to play games. You need to have physical exercise. Get into habits like yoga and meditation. So these are the various things. If you do hard, my belief is an average person like you and I can also do well in CAT examination, not in the center of that bell curve, but on the right 5% of the student. And if you can do that to be in the right 5%, who will stop you from getting into one of the IIMs? No one. So I hope, guys, this gives you some sense of how can an average person crack CAT and how you cannot crack CAT. So The answer is don't be in the middle. And it is said everywhere that if you want to do well in life, you need to pick one thing and do so well that the world notices. And that's the answer.